First, I salute Dr. G.P. ChannaBasavanna, who laid the foundation for acarological research in India. He is the specialist in eriophyid. He published his first work on eriophyid bite in the year 1966. Then onward, the acarological work, acarological research has took a turn in the country. So he was responsible for bringing the All India Network project on Agricultural Acarology from ICAR. Because of his leadership, the project was started as the All India Multi-Location Project on Agricultural Acarology in the year 1983. Because looking into the performance of the center, ICAR upgraded the multi-locational trial project into the full-fledged All India Coordinated Research Project on Agricultural Acarology in 1987 with piece unit at UAS Bangalore and 8 cooperating centers in different 8 states. And during the 9th plan, there was some change in the setup. 3 centers were closed, 3 more centers were added, and later on 1 more All-India center is also added. And the present position of the All India Coordinated Research Project on Agricultural Acarology is, as I told, it was brought into network mode during the 9th plan. Now the structure is piece unit as UAS Bangalore, cooperating centers in 8 places in different states, and we also have an voluntary center at Himachal Pradesh. But as in the morning, Dr. Krishnakumar was expressing, as you can see here, the centers are there only in some parts of the country. The center part of the country is left without any representation. That is the requirement. That the QRT has given the recommendation to the ICR to have 8 more centers in the unrepresented areas. So that may come true in the next 5-year plan. So this is the end of the plan. The next plan will start in 2026. So I think that we hope that the ICR will consider the QRT recommendation. So these are the coordinators of this project. It started with Dr. Nagesh Chandra. He was the coordinator from 1987 to 1990. Then took over by Dr. S.K. Gupta, 90 to 93. And then Dr. Malik took over. He served from 93 to 2010. Then Dr. Srinivasa is from 2010 to 2021. We are fortunate that all the 4 coordinators are participating in this symposium. The mandate of this project is to conduct basic and strategic research regarding the biology, ecology, and the loss estimation. That is the first objective, the mandate. Then to conduct multi-location surveys to identify the pest status of different mites, and then take up management practices wherever they are serious on different crops. And the next mandate is identification of technologies for utilizing the natural enemies. That is the most important thing. And the another mandate is dissemination of this knowledge on acarology, acarines, because the number of acarologists in the country is very, very few. As I already told, there are only 8 centers, 8 plus, only 10 centers altogether. Hardly there are 15 acarologists. So to disseminate this information for the whole country, it is very, very difficult. Still, in the mandate, one mandate is there to disseminate the knowledge, however is possible, by conducting training programs to the other entomologists in different parts of the country, in different universities, in different institutes. So by that way, to disseminate the knowledge and provide identification service. That is another important mandate of this project, because mite identification is possible only with the All India Coordinated Research Project. That is another mandate. So as per the mandate, we have been conducting the studies. The most important is the management part. The other, I'm not touching upon the other aspects. Coming to the management, we are concentrating or we are addressing the problems in different groups of crops. Coming to the field crops, cereal, pulses, and oilseed crops, the problem of mites is not much, except few crops like the rice. In rice, there is an important pest called sheath and panicle mite. So this is the symptom. Especially it infests the flag leaf sheath. After the panicle emergence, the infestation starts. Later on, it will move to the panicle. So that's why it is called as sheath and panicle mite. And the mites are there inside the panicle. If you just open that sheath, then only you will be able to see. The symptoms are seen only on the outer surface, but if you open it, you can see the mites in the inner surface of the sheath. So another mite on paddy itself is the leaf mite. It is sporadic. It is present only in few places like Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and parts of Karnataka. It is not so serious, but sometimes it becomes little problematic. This is the symptom of the leaf mite. And another field crop is paddy. We have one important pest, the spider mite pest called Petrobia latens. It is more prevalent in rain-fed wheat areas, not on the regular irrigated crop. On sorghum, again, Oligonicus indicus is a severe pest on sorghum in some patches, not all the places. And sugarcane, Oligonicus indicus, the spider mite becomes problematic in some places, in some packets. On sugarcane itself, there is one more web mite. In some packets, it has been found. And one scab mite is also there on sugarcane. So there will be huge population of this if you open the sheath in the inner surface. And the pigeon pea sterility mosaic spreading agent, that is Aciria kajani, is the one which is damaging more on the crop. Really, the damage caused by the mite is less when compared to its role as a vector. So another crop is black gram. Also we have a problem on groundnut. We have a problem of spider mites on which we have addressed the problems. So when compared to the cereal crops or the field crops, the problem is more on the horticulture crops. When it comes to the vegetable crops, on French bean, pole bean, tomato, brinjal, bendi, the ridge gourd. So another cucurbit. On chili we have a yellow mite. So this is the, you can see the colony of mites under the microscope. So sometimes the population will be so much. If such is the population, the loss will be somewhere up to 40 or 50% sometimes in the economical yield. In the ornamental crops also, the problem of mites is more, like the rose. Sometimes even they migrate, the population, whenever the population is high, they migrate into the floral parts also. Then on carnation, the spider mites are serious. On marigold, on jasminum, there is a specific species called Tetranicus lombardini. So hitherto in the literature we find on jasminum, wherever we see the literature, it is Tetranicus urticae. It is recorded as Tetranicus urticae. But of late, we came to know that it is not Tetranicus urticae, it is Tetranicus lombardini. On jasminum, eriophyid mite, one eriophyid mite is there, Aciria jasmini. It is a pest of jasmine. On gerbera, coming to the fruit crops, almost all the fruit crops affected by one or the other groups of mites. On banana, there is a species called Tetranicus glovaria spider mite. On strawberry, there are mites. On rust mite on pear, Epidecimus pyri, it is becoming more severe these days on the rust mite. And this is a well-known European red mite on apple and other temperate fruit crops is a major pest. And on grapes, there are two species of spider mites. On citrus, there is a species called Schizotetranicus balthasaria spider mite. Many a times, we will not be able to see the colonies of this. Simply dotted points you can see. If you blow it up to about 30 times or 40 times, you can see the colony of the mite clearly under the microscope. And on fruits, there is a eriophyid mite called Pilocoptuta olivora. It is commonly called as citrus rust mite. It is sometimes so severe in many of the places. So under the microscope, you can see the colony of mites very clearly. So on citrus again, there is an tenupulpid mite, flat mite. So you can see this, the symptoms. The whole fruit gets warts all over. It drastically reduces the market value. And lychee, there is an eriophyid mite. It's called Aciria lychee. It is so severe in lychee growing areas. We have been addressing this mite also. And mango, the mite Aciria mangiferae, which affects two places. One is the inflorescence, the other one the shoot tip. If you just open one shoot tip, we will be able to see huge number of mites within the one shoot tip. Hundreds or thousands of mites can be seen inside. And on pomegranate, there is a false spider mite. On sapota, there is a mite called peacock mite. It is a tuckerelid mite. So we have addressed this problem, but it is present only in some pockets, especially in Gujarat. The problem of this mite is there. In no other places of the country we have this mite. And jackfruit, of late, we found a species of eriophyid mite that is called Dipteromyopus autocarpe. So that causes shoot drying, especially in the nurseries. Sometimes you can see the seriousness of this mite. The whole seedlings in the nursery, they get dried because of this mite. So we have been conducting studies, and also we have come out with recommendations for the management of this mite. So under the microscope, you can see the colony of mites very clearly. It is a carrot-shaped or pear-shaped mites, Dipteromyopus autocarpe. In plantations also, in arecanut, coconut, there is one important mite called the red palm mite, Raviola indica. And especially these young-aged arecanut plants, it is more severe. So if you see the fronds or the leaves on the lower surface of the leaves, the colony of mites is seen. It is fully red in color. Because why it is red in color? Because all the stages, including the eggs, nymphs and adults, all are red in color. So that's why the whole leaf looks reddish. And sometimes there can be some predatory groups also, the natural enemies on the colony of mites. And of late we have been getting this mite, that is again a flat mite on arecanut nuts. It is not, in coconut also we have a mite, that is eriophyid mite, Aciria gerarionis, but this is a different one. This is a flat mite. This belongs to a genus called Dolichotetranicus, and this is causing a severe loss on the crop in central part of Karnataka, like Chitradurga district, Shivamoga district, and part of Tumkur district. You have been conducting surveys, you have been monitoring this mite since 10 years. Last 10 years you have been monitoring, but its spread is very, very low, fortunately. It has not spread to other arecanut growing areas in the last 10 years. It is restricted to the Chitradurga and the adjacent taluks. So its spread is very, very slow. So if you just remove a bract, there will be a huge colony of mites inside the bracts. Then this is a well-known coconut eriophyid mite. Since last 20-25 years, you have been, there is ups and downs. Sometimes the infestation goes down, sometimes it reduces, then sometimes it increases. The last year, if you might have observed in the coconut, the tender coconut which comes to the market, it was heavily infested last year. But fortunately, it has come down again. From the last 2-3 months, the infestation has come down. And this is the seriousness of this. And mite, the tea also, the spider mite is a very, very serious one in many parts of the tea growing areas. And on curry leaf, in the tulsi, always we may be consuming the mites. Not only tulsi, even in curry leaf. No curry leaf is free from a spider mite like this. So we will be using without knowing that there are mites in that. So now the recent entry is mulberry, the yellow mite, Polyphagotarsonomus latus. It is commonly called as chili mite. It is having several hosts also, but because of reasons not known, so it has become a pest on mulberry. So for managing this, We have been using different components like the neem products, the acaropathogens, predators, horticultural mineral oil, and the synthetics. By trying the combination of this, we are getting quite good control in some cases. In some cases, we are not getting good control. And we have developed a mass production technology for a predatory mite Neoceles langispinosus. And we have been seeing pesticide residues, the resistance development in different species of mites. If you see the Titanicus horticae, sometimes there is 1,000 or 2,000 folds of resistance to the commonly used acaricides. So we are doing some progress in molecular taxonomy, and the priority areas to be targeted, we have listed some of the priority areas looking into the gaps, research gaps, to concentrate on the invasive mites, then sustainable management of mite pests using all the components. Then in the flower and ornamental crops, they are becoming more serious, we have to concentrate more on that. Then acaricides resistant, we have to work on. Then there should be a entrepreneurship of production of predatory mites. So that is the need that we have listed as one. And DNA barcoding of more and more mites, because the number of acarologists are very, very less, that too the taxonomists are very, very less. So in order to identify them very easily, we need to go for more and more DNA barcoding to develop for the mites. Then honeybee parasitic mites we need to concentrate. These are the research gaps we have found and the priority areas we have targeted. And one part of our All India Network Project on Agricultural Acarology is the Acarological Society of India. The Acarological Society of India are conducting many national symposia. An international symposium was also conducted in 1986. International Congress of Acarology was conducted in this Bangalore. And summer winter schools are being conducted. Acarology newsletter is brought out. Indian Journal of Acarology, or now it is Journal of Acarology, it is brought out, but now it has become discontinuous for some time. So this is some of the activities of the All India Coordinator Research Project on Agricultural Acarology. Now it is All India Network Project on Agricultural Acarology. Thank you.
This enables us to plan what should be the course which acarological research has to take in future in this country.
Yes, sir.
I hope everyone has made a note of this particular slide. This gives an overall picture of the present situation of acarological or mite pest scenario in this country. Okay, thank you, Dr. Gowda. Are there any questions?
This is Kiran. Sir, I have a question. Like you have not mentioned this rosette mite in tomato, Aculops lycopersicei,
Yes.
which is it's causing a havoc in other countries, and right now it's an emerging pest in Indian areas also.
Yes.
So why you have not mentioned that pest here?
Yes, you are right. Earlier, the rosette mite was concentrated only in the northern India like Himachal Pradesh, Punjab and adjacent areas. So it has entered the southern states also now. So we need to have that also in the list. Okay, right.
It is also a reported vector now.
Yes.
In tomato, one virus, the tomatoes will look like as though it has been exposed to sun scalding. But actually it's a virus.
Yes, that has to be listed. Yes, you are
Like
right.
it has reported for two viruses recently, like a tomato fruit blotch virus and TORFBV. It's a vector. We have literature for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, what about the efficacy of field efficacy of this Neoceles longispinus?
It is very, very effective, madam. Very effective. But mass production of the predatory mites in required numbers, that has to be taken by some entrepreneurs.
How much quantity you have to?
We are producing around 50,000 predators in our lab every year. No, if it has to get taken to the field, it has to be multiplied in enormous numbers. It is very effective.
Excuse me. What's the background behind which you asked this?
I'm working in Central Sericulture Research Institute, Mysore. We are facing the problem because we have used different predatory mites, sir.
Yeah.
Nuisance indicators, but it is no control at all, sir.
One particular thing. The predatory mites, which most of us are working, are phytocedes. And unfortunately, if you are talking about the tarsonomid mite, which is affecting mulberry,
Yes.
unfortunately, we do not have many phytocid mites which feeds on this. For the simple reason that this particular tarsonomid mite is tiny and very hard. But I feel we should not give up. We should go and find some means of that. One is that. And because the younger stages of the tarsonomid mite are quite soft-bodied. So if there are phytocid mites which feed exclusively on the eggs in the immature stages. So like that, if we can explore. So what is required is exploration of newer predator mites. That's where Dr. Krishna Kumar was insisting, because unless and until we talk about exploration and developing taxonomic capabilities, we may not find a solution. And one more suggestion for this, I'm not sure, since you are representing that one, have you tried some microbial pesticides on this? That's a possibility.
Sorry, we are not.
Microbial we can use.
Sorry, I agree. Because there is one exclusive acarofungus. That's what, Hirsutella.
That we tried, sir.
Yeah, but there's a problem with Hirsutella. You know, when we were working on coconut, we had a problem with this Hirsutella because there are cases where Hirsutella is also injurious to human beings. So that's why long back when we were looking at it, in USA, Abbott Laboratories were producing this, and immediately they closed down the facility for no reason. There was some reason, I suppose, but they closed it, and that's why we didn't proceed with this. But if Hirsutella is working, take care of this one, and please try. Okay, so I will close this particular talk from Dr. Chinmadagowda. Now I will invite Dr. Srinivasa. Dr. Gupta? Dr. Gupta, would you like to? Okay, please. The time is very short. If there are any questions, queries, suggestions for the speaker, you please make a note of it and leave it here, and we would like to address it at a later time for this.